Hey everybody, welcome to Northern Thailand and welcome to Warm Bin Weekends Week 24. Now last week in week 23 we added a ton of grit by the way of my compost and crushed up powderized eggshell mixed together. Maybe a little bit too much, I'm not sure. I don't know if there's such a thing as too much, but at this stage of the game I want to make sure that they're able to process through the watery stuff that's in there as best possible. So we added a lot of bedding, a lot of grit, and I didn't really check in on the worms completely on both sides. I've been kind of just leaving them be to try to eventually migrate into the center without disturbing them. But tonight we're going to check both bins out. Bins 2 and 3 are being checked out on both sides in addition to the food. And I'm going to start feeding bin 1 back into bins 2 and 3 in addition to the food that's already in there, along with a few other things I'm going to toss in tonight, mostly just banana peels and things of that nature. So enough talk, let's check on the worms. All right, week 24, bin 2. Now, we're going to be checking both the center where we last fed, which looks to have sunk down quite a bit right in here, and both sides of the bin here, because it really has been a while since we've dug through. It's starting to dry out pretty nice though here on top. This is good looking stuff now. I don't mind the castings being moist even at time of harvest, because it's going to contain more of the nutrients in the way of, I shouldn't say nutrients, but it's going to contain more of the microbes in an active state than not when they're really dry. But listen, you're getting really good materials regardless. Yeah, it's definitely started to dry out more, but does, you know, as I start to dig down, I can see that it still has a lot of moisture in it, which is fine. It's starting to become some good looking stuff, but we still got some work to do. So let's dig in and see how the worms are. See if they've started to migrate. We still have some in here for sure. Not so much in the way of juveniles really, but you know, small size adult. That's fine. Yeah, these are great looking castings over here in the corners. Still kind of moist. You can hear that moisture in there, and that's okay. Some worms. I don't see many small ones on the sides here, which is a good sign. Well, I take that back. There's there's a little one right there, but not like the baby sized ones that were getting stuck in my glove a couple of weeks back. They're probably still in the middle though. I bet we find some there. Unless they finally started to bulk up a bit from eating. Nope, I take it back. We definitely got some very small worms here on the side still. So small, in fact, it's hard for me to pick them up to show you, but you can see they're still pretty skinny. Hope you can see that okay. Especially right there. It's a skinny worm. Looks like we're also still getting some sprouts in various areas, which is surprising and kind of cool. Okay, these materials look really, really good. And like I said, I don't mind that they're moist like this. I really don't. Rather they be a little moist than not, especially when it comes time to store them. Yeah, that's a great texture. Still some rough materials in there to process through, but this is looking really, really nice. Week 24 it should be. But you know, these bins have had a long haul. They've gone through a lot of stuff. I mean, we're just also, I didn't mention this in the opening, but we are now getting back into the hot season. It's 90 degrees during the day, and the evenings are now in the 60s instead of the 50s, and that will soon change to the 70s. I mean, before you know it, we'll be in the full hot season, 80-degree nights. All right, well that looks pretty good actually. That looks really good. Happy to see that things here on the sides are looking good. Let's go ahead and bring everybody back over again. Really nice earthy smell too. Really nice earthy smell. As your castings start to, I mean, as you go from bedding to castings like this, it has a really good earth smell to it. That's the best way I can describe it. It smells like really good earth. Look how small they still are though. This guy right here on my thumb. That is a really, really tiny African nightcrawler. Wow. Put him over here. Okay. Now let's do the other side. I can tell they've definitely been working in the center. It's normally I peek the center a little bit because there's so many materials in there right now. It's just a little bit easier to tell that certain areas have kind of sunk, and that could just be the natural decomposition of the material, the food. But we'll see. Let's dig in here and see this side. Oh yeah, well we got a lot more worms on this side. Oh boy, we got a lot of worms on this side. By comparison to the other one we just looked at here, yeah. This side here on what you're seeing is your left, my right. Look at the worms. I think I'm seeing cocoons too, but yeah, that's still a decent handful of both adults, and towards the bottom of my middle finger there you see a baby. I hope you can see it. Yep. Good, healthy looking population. Yeah. Quite a bit of worms in this end. Yep. I don't know if these are cocoons I'm saying, but there's little specks amongst the castings. It could be grit, it could just be remnant food, it could be cocoons. Cocoons are pretty easy to identify. This does not look like cocoons, it just looks like some other type of small speck of something. I don't know exactly what. I'll try to show it to you. Can you see like those white specks in there? Not exactly sure what that is. There's another baby worm. He is. There in the corner. Okay, looking good. Still kind of muddy, obviously, but you know, to be expected still at this point. Some worms. Oh, I think that's the onion. It's getting real close to the middle of the food. All right, let's go ahead and put everybody back over. And let's check the feeding area. Yeah, you can already see it. Now the other thing is the leaf material, the leaf top was over on this side, so that might also have contributed to the reason why there's so many more worms on this side of the bin. All right, here we go. Feeding zone. Oh yeah. Okay. Well. That is okay. There's a worm on this. Is that plastic? No, that's got to be the banana leaf. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the banana leaf. Looked like plastic for a minute. I'm like, how did I get plastic in the bin? No. Yeah, lots of worms. And it looks like they went through that papaya. Lots of worms. Lots of worms. Yep. Okay, so that's a good start. That's an African nightcrawler. Holy cow. Yeah, they're starting to get big again. They love their food, and if you give them enough of it, they will chow it down and they will get huge. Right now my population is still small from the babies that started to show up just towards the end of last year. Pardon the middle finger, but you know, they're still kind of small. There we go. Okay. Well, that side looked good. Let's see what we got over here. It's the back of my hand. Okay, there's our onion. That is amusing and amazing. It's still kind of hard. There's a lot of babies on it. And a fair-sized adult. I don't know, you guys will see, I'll see after I finish the video. I hope I'm not dropping stuff outside the bin, but yeah, the papaya, guys, is gone. There's the mango husk pit, but the papaya, I think that grit, I don't know what it is about grit. Ooh, this is kind of hollow now. It doesn't feel as hard as it did. Let me get back to that thought on grit here in a second. Let me see if I can crack this open. I can. Hand it even. Okay, so there's one on my thumb. Small size juvenile. Man, they went through that mango pit like you wouldn't believe. All that's left is the husk. The seed's even gone. And this wasn't like a sweet mango. This is one of our sour mangoes, which, you know, the pits are pretty dense. They went through the seed. There's nothing left, and there's no worms in there right now. Well, I take it back. They're all in my glove. Smaller sized babies look to have been inhabiting the mango pit. I don't know if you can see him on that flake right there. But anyway, back to the point I was making regarding grit. Every time I've put grit in my bins to the degree that I did in week 23, whatever's been in there has really been consumed pretty aggressively. And even in this colder weather, it's starting to warm up, like I said, so I have a feeling they're gonna really start to go through food more readily now moving forward. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna add some banana peels, and we're gonna add some more content from bin 1. Now the content in bin 1 is really nice and dry at this point, and wow, look at all those worms. Nice. It's really dry, and it should be a lot easier for them to consume at this point. It basically became nothing but mushrooms. So essentially what I'm giving them is mushroom compost. Little babies down here at the bottom still. So I think what we're gonna do when an adult that I nearly lost. I'm gonna grab some food and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm gonna line the bottom with some banana peels and some bedding. So just a very small amount of bedding. I mean, it's really just to make sure that it's not flush on the bottom. A few banana peels. And then here's some contents from bin 1. And like I said, it's nothing but hard material now. It's basically just a lot of good microbes. It's got the fungi and the bacteria and the stuff that's been in this bin the whole time, bin 1. A lot of fungi, because this was nothing but mushrooms. You guys may remember I kind of shared a kind of a sneak peek of how bin 1 had been looking since the failed cycle. And it was amazing. It was just nothing but a big mushroom bin, which really it didn't surprise me. I knew that when that cycle had failed, one of two things was going to happen. It was either going to become nothing but trichoderma, which is the opposite of what mushrooms like, or mushrooms. And in this case, it did turn out to be mushrooms, which I can definitely use out in my compost pile and in other spots out in my garden right now where I've got some woody materials that I'd really like to see get processed down and turned into something more valuable than they currently are. So that's it for the feeding. Let's go ahead and cover it back up. And as things get ready to start really kicking into the hot season, I am going to leave the lids off the bins this year. I'm going to try it this year without them. Last year, the bins were, they were new, and I left the lids on to try to keep moisture in there, not really knowing how much evaporation I would experience if I didn't. Based off of that, I think I can get away with leaving the lids off and just maintaining a nice leaf cover like this across the whole top of the bin, which is what I'm going to do. I was hoping to be able to get a harvest of some castings out of here. Here's our mango husk. Prior to it starting to really heat up, but it looks like we're going to go a little bit longer, and I will just start scraping off the top at some point once things start to dry out a little bit more. I'm going to do as I've been doing. I'm going to leave this side. Did I have this side covered? I think I did. I can't remember which side I had covered now. I thought I had this side covered because there were so many worms on this side, but maybe I didn't. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm going to cover up to the middle of the feeding area, and just going to continue to let things ride this way. And I want to thank you for joining me. That's been 2. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and share it. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I'd really love it if you would, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon if you would, so that you can be alerted to when I upload new content. Hey, listen, wherever you are in this world today or tonight, you take care. Bye for now.